Ladies and gentlemen, it is 6 o'clock. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting is officially called to order. Roll call, please.
Trustee Eads.
Present.
Trustee Lilly. Trustee Dunlap.
Present.
Trustee Blakey.
Present.
Trustee Clark.
Present.
Trustee Marshall.
Present.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone here tonight that is interested in addressing the board? If so, you may stand and come to the podium.
My name is Jeff Walker. I did want to thank you guys for straightening out the signs, the stop signs over in Wellington Court, but I still had an issue. I'd asked if we could be looked at for a stop sign in front of the park, York Street. There's no stop sign there, and they're getting that speed. I don't want anybody, to jump up into, because it's right in front of the park. I don't want anybody to run through there on York and then at Whitehall, where Whitehall and Queensbridge meet.
Stop sign.
Yes. Thank you.
What was your name again, sir?
Jeff Walker.
Walker.
Yes.
You said we're at Whitehall and what?
And Queensbridge.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
Take
you.
a look. Thank you. Is there anyone else? Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, quickly, I just want to thank you, Mayor, trustees and everything, for what you've done for our lot there, 195th, Rutherford Torrance. You did follow through and cut it. And I talked with some of my neighbors. We still want to know who owns the lot so we can keep it up and possibly get a monument. And again, my neighbor Tony, he is with me. There's a couple more come out, but the rain must have stopped them. But anyway, thank you for following up on that, and I would like to know, how can we find out who owns that property? Is it a land trust? Because we would like to beautify our area, put up a monument, but we have to know where our boundaries are and what our rights are.
We can work with Ms. Hurley to find out who the owner is and see if there's a plat so that you can see where the boundaries are.
Mhm.
So let me work with Ms. Hurley and then I'll follow up with you.
All right, thank you.
Can you state your name for the record, please? Can you state your name for the record?
Oh, Kelly Miller,
Thank you.
and a great bike ride too.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else? If not, I will ask for a motion to approve the minutes dated September 27th, 2022.
Motion.
Motion by
Supported.
Dunlap, supported by Clark. Roll call.
Eads. Yes. Dunlap. Yes. Blakey.
Yes.
Clark. Yes. Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries. We'll now move on to our standing committee reports, starting with Public Works.
Good evening, Mayor. I'm just reporting that our Public Works is now completely staffed, and they've become the winterized mode now, getting the plows ready and all of that for the upcoming winter. And shortly, the speed bumps will be removed so they can plow better. And that is the end of my report.
Thank you. Trustee Blakey.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is the report for economic development. The Lynwood Chamber of Commerce is hosting a business affairs hour networking event. That's going to be for home-based businesses, and that's going to be on October 26th from 5:30 until 7:30 at Game Time Sports Bar and Grill. That's located at 19950 Torrance Avenue. Again, that's going to be on October 26th from 5:30 to 7:30. And that's hosted by the Lynwood Chamber of Commerce. As I mentioned during the last meeting, Mayor Curry and I attended a session at the IML conference entitled Recruitment Through the Eyes of the Retailer, that was put on by Aaron Farmer. Aaron Farmer is what is known as a retail coach. He's someone that helps villages and municipalities attract retail to their area. Mayor Curry and I had a meeting with him recently, I think it was last week, and he's agreed to come here at our next meeting to present to the board the opportunity for him to work directly with us so that we can realize some of the retail goals that we have. Some of those goals include things like Top Golf, Cooper's Hawk, a grocery store to the likes of Trader Joe's or Mariano's, Pete's, or Bizio's. Those are some of the things that we're looking for in terms of bringing retail in, and we believe that Mr. Farmer will add a great deal of value to our efforts. That's all I have for economic development. Can I move on to community affairs?
Yes.
All right, community affairs, we have our senior luncheon this coming Saturday. That's going to be on October 15th at Lencioni's. It's going to be at noon. So if you are a senior, or if you know of any seniors, please encourage them to come out to the luncheon. It's always a very fun event. Next is the Sandridge School Board has submitted their initial paperwork for the annexation of the school into the village of Lynwood, and the village of Lynwood has already responded with some subsequent paperwork that has to be presented to us, but I wanted you to know that that process is in motion. And then on last Thursday, we attended a session, an informational session at the Lynwood Glenwood Public Library. This was on cannabis and the benefits of cannabis. It was interesting to learn that a number of residents in our area are in need of medical cannabis, and so that's something that we will be looking into. It's also interesting to learn that on the Cook County Health Department's website, you can see that there are a number of folks in Lynwood who need treatment that cannabis can provide. And when I talk about medical cannabis, I'm not talking about just smoking. I'm also talking about the creams and the other things that they have. So it was a very informative meeting and something that we will be looking into. And that's all that I have, Mayor.
Thank you. There is no planning and zoning report tonight. Ordinances and resolutions. Trustee Marshall will fill in for Trustee Lilly.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd like to make a motion for the first reading, action taken, waiver of the second reading due to the urgent nature of this matter, approval of the agreement between the Village of Lynwood and Daly's Medical Transport Incorporated, DBA Buds Ambulance Service for emergency medical services.
Motion by Marshall, supported by Eves. Attorney Quinn, any comments?
Yeah, so good evening, everybody. You're being asked to consider a 2-year renewal contract with Buds Ambulance Services. It's under very similar terms to what you're currently on right now. The only substantive change is the prices increases. You would expect a little bit. But yes, that's what you're asked to be considered.
Roll call.
Eves.
Yes.
Dunlap.
Yes.
Blakey.
Yes.
Clark. Yes. Marshall.
Yes,
That motion carries.
that's all we have.
Thank you. Health and Wellness, Trustee Clark.
Okay, so I just want to let everyone know that we had a wonderful bike event this past Saturday. My heart goes out because our public safety, they're absolutely wonderful and awesome. They kept us safe, they kept us healthy. Our fire department earlier that day, I saw them running out to some event, but they actually made it back. Speaking of which, one of our residents brought out this wonderful fire truck here. It's one of the first ones in service way back in the day. It's kind of old, so he actually is going to bring that to the 50th anniversary of our fire department. Our wonderful resident. You want to stand up and let them know who you are?
What do you want me to tell you?
Yeah. Anything about the fire truck, or you want to wait until the event?
Well, it's the old Orion. The Orion was the first fire truck we ever had. And that's basically, I bought that in 1991. So, and I said, I've never seen another one. So I said, well, I'll bring it to the fire department and let them remember what the fire truck looked like.
Awesome.
Because it was open seat. No way to keep yourself warm.
Thank you.
So that being said, I want to thank all of our residents that came out. I see Kelly Miller, he's always at the events willing to jump in and help out and do what he has to do. My wonderful trustees, I just really truly want to thank you, Eves and Dunlap, Blakey, You guys was out, the mayor was out there in full of force. We had a wonderful time. And it's something we're gonna do next year, so you guys get your bikes and get your attitudes and your healthy, your exercise up, because we're gonna have a good time there. I want to talk about the monkeypox. We are now at low risk, thank God, in the U.S. That was a scary time for a lot of people who are in the health profession. COVID in the south suburbs, we are still at a low risk, although their numbers are kind of increasing because this is the winter season. And cold and flu always goes up during the winter season. What they're seeing a lot of rise is in the kids with these respiratory disorders. So I see a lot of kids out there that are going to the events, they're not maxed up, and they're just around everyone. I just want to tell people, just keep your kids kind of indoor this season, because with COVID in the midst, it's going to make those respiratory disorders kind of worse. And I think from our health and wellness month, we had a whole bunch of them for October. Some of them were, we have Adopt a Shelter Dog Month. This is actually Economic Education Month, and we have a trustee that's going to speak more about that. So if you want to get your economics and your finances together, she's going to have a wonderful class for that. It is Down Syndrome's Awareness Month, Dyslexia Awareness Month, Emotional Awareness Month. And someone put this thing in my mailbox about the mobile crisis unit. They have a number, 833-8-CRISIS. So if you have anyone that may be having a mental issue, you might want to call that number, or you can also reach out to our local 988. It's kind of like 911, we replaced it for 988, so that if you know someone who's having an emotional break, please call that number. They'll have responders right there on the phone 24 hours a day, ready to talk to you. And I think that's about it for now.
Thank you. Finance, Trustee Eves.
Good evening, everyone. Madam Mayor.
Good evening.
Motion to approve bill payment memo 1456. Total cash disbursement $339,957.34, which includes payroll for the period of September 18th through October 1st of $129,755.05.
There's a motion. Is it supported?
Supported.
Motion by Eves, supported by Dunlap. Roll call.
Eves.
Yes.
Dunlap. Yes. Leahy.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
That motion carries.
Madam Mayor, I also would like to inform the residents, or actually anybody that has a high school student. This Friday, October 14th, is the final day to sign your high school scholar up to participate in the 6-week financial literacy program hosted by the Finance Committee. The 6-week sessions start October 22nd on Saturdays from 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. at Village Hall. This program is open to all students regardless of residency. If you are interested in this program, call the village office at 708-758-6101 to sign up, or email myself, Trustee Eves, at ceaves@villageoflynwood.net. I also have some information that I would like to share about employment opportunity. The Fall Youth Employment Opportunity is being offered by Bloom Township. The Youth Department is hiring students ages 14 through 18 for all employment. Call 708-754-9400 and ask for Lena Talver, excuse me if I did not pronounce that correct, in the Youth Department. Also, the Cook County Promise Pilot Program, the applications are now live for the Cook County Promise Guaranteed Income. The application will close on October 21st. This program will provide 3,250 households with 500 unrestricted monthly cash payments for 2 years. The website to apply is promisepilot.cookcountyil.gov. And the last thing I would like to share is the Illinois tax rebates. The Comptroller's Office has started issuing income and property tax rebates to taxpayers across the state. An estimated 6 million taxpayers will receive rebates The rebates range from $50 to $300 depending on your eligibility. If you have not filed your 2021 taxes, you have until October 17th to file them to be eligible for the rebates. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Public safety, trustee Marshall.
I have nothing at this time.
We'll now move on to our department head reports, starting with Chief of Police Dan Dempsey.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. On September 28, 2022, Lynwood officers were dispatched to 3285 Glenwood Dyer Road, Bank Shots Bar and Grill for call shots fired. As officers arrived, they observed a number of cars leaving the parking lot. Officers went inside to the bar, spoke with the bartender, who advised them there was a fight in the bar. One of the patrons pulled out a gun, pointed it at another customer. That customer charged the offender with the gun, and during the struggle fired one shot, striking the victim in the stomach. The bullet exited the first victim's stomach and struck a second victim in the knee with the same bullet. Both victims were not at the scene when police arrived because they were taken to the hospital by friends who were at the bar. Both victims have since been released from the hospital, are working with detectives. Detectives currently have a photo of the offender from surveillance cameras from the bar and are currently trying to identify him. On October 1st, 2022, officers were dispatched to 20153 Sequoia Avenue for unresponsive male. Officers were met by the victim's nephew, who stated that his uncle was in the basement pressure washing the basement. When he went down to check on him and found him on the floor. The victim was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Due to the victim using a gas power washer in the basement, the fire department checked the carbon monoxide levels, which were found to be at above lethal levels. The death was ruled an accidental death. Lynwood Police have been awarded another reimbursement enforcement grant in the amount of $9,360, and this grant will be used immediately for traffic enforcement in Lynwood. The Police and Fire Commission have scheduled another police test for new police officers, which will be held on November 19, 2022 in the training room downstairs in the police station. Anyone interested in taking the test can pick up an application at the Lynwood Police Department at no cost. Children are twice as likely to get hit by a car on Halloween than any other day, so please follow these steps to keep safe on Halloween. Carry glow sticks or flashlights, use reflective tape or stickers on costumes and bags, and wear light colors to help kids see and be seen by drivers. Always be with children under the age of 12 for trick-or-treating. Slow down to be alert. Kids are excited on Halloween and may dart out in the street. Turn on the headlights early in the day and spot kids from farther away. Remind kids across the street at the corners and crosswalks. When selecting a costume, make sure it's the right size to prevent trips and falls. Choose face paint over masks when possible, because masks can limit the children's vision. Crime stats from September 28th through October 10th. There was 137 traffic stops, 129 citations, 15 domestic disturbances, 104 building checks, 15 arrests, 18 suspicious incidents, and 5 recovered guns. Madam Mayor, that is the end of my report.
Thank you, Chief. Director of Community Policing, Sergeant Weinberg.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I want to thank those who attended the National Coffee with a Cop event on October 5th. This was well attended by residents and officers, and we obviously always have a good time hanging out, drinking coffee, and eating donuts. Like that? All right. On October 27th, we will be attending the Lynwood Library Candy Crawl. During this event, children will be throughout the library visiting different tables to receive candy. I attended a crime/nuisance-free housing train-the-trainer class. We had this ordinance on the books but have not enforced it. The plan is to begin enforcing it starting January of 2023. Next week, I'll be attending a class for officers regarding providing elderly services. This is an opportunity to gain more information and offer more to our senior community. And then speaking of seniors, the senior luncheon is this Saturday, October 15th at Lencioni's from noon to 2. This event is sponsored by NICOR, who will also provide a brief presentation. We have about 60 people RSVP'd for the event already, so we're very excited. It was a great hit last year, and we expect it to be this year. And that concludes my report, Mayor.
Yes, Madam Mayor. So for the period from September 18th through 10/1, we've had a total of 68 calls. One of them was a structure fire, which was in a neighboring town where we rendered aid to supply the water supply to an unwatered area. We had one brush fire, one unauthorized burning by a resident that was burning garbage in their backyard. We have 48 medical calls, 3 motor vehicle accidents, 2 other mutual aid calls, but we were canceled as soon as they called us out. 1 gas leak, 7 false alarms, 1 smoke scare where someone thought it was smoke and it was just steam coming like from a dryer vent or something along those lines. 1 carbon monoxide call, which is where we had the fatality, and 2 where we went to the scene and there was no incidents found. Staffing update, we currently have 2 people that are in the academy. I have about another 6 applicants that are in processing right now. If you know anybody that's interested in joining the fire department, wanting to start a career in the fire service, by all means, pick up an application, assuming you can pass the medical screening, background screening, and agility test, and get on the department. We will put you through the fire academy, and we will send you to EMT school. I'd like to remind all the residents that we continue to run our residential smoke detector program. If you have a home that's older than 30 years of age, we will come out, inspect it, and if the smoke detectors are faulty and it warrants it, we do have smoke detectors that we can give and install for you based on a state grant. Lastly, on October 15th, which will be this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., the Lynwood Fire Department will be having its open house and celebrating 50 years of service to the community of Lynwood. We'll have a bouncy house, live burns, vehicle excavation. We're hoping to have a helicopter landing depending on weather, and as long as you can come out. So come check out the station and celebrate with us during our open house. And Madam Mayor, that concludes my report.
Village Engineer Dave Schilling.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. Thank you, Mayor. As the board and residents might recall, the last annexation, when we went across 394, not only did we annex the parcel that's going to become the Islamic cemetery, we also annexed that intermediate parcel. It's probably 30-some acres. Well, we had the kickoff meeting with MWRD last week with the developer that wants to build a trucking yard there, so that's moving along. We also got approval last week from IDOT to combine the CDBG funding with the Rebuild Illinois funding. This way you'll have a bigger project, you'll get better prices, maybe get a couple more feet of streets. So we are revising that agreement and resolution to include those. Should be ready for next meeting. I think that gives us like $150,000 worth of resurfacing, so should be a nice big project. And lastly, in the audience today is my colleague Brittany. She will be helping me with various things in Lynwood, starting off with that big resurfacing project. So, hi Brittany. And that concludes my report.
Welcome, Brittany. Dave, just because we have Brittany does not mean that you are exempt from coming to meetings.
I know.
All right, thank you. All right. Finance, Mrs. Slurry.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to announce that the fiscal year 2021 audit is set to start Monday, October 31st. And that completes my report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to report the number of permits issued between September 27th, 2022 to October the 11th, 2022 were 30 permits with a permit fee total of $11,249 with a valuation of $546,961. That concludes my report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Attorney Quinn?
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have a report this evening.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just want to report on our open lands tree event we had last Saturday. We were able to plant 26 trees throughout the village of Lynwood, and our residents were very happy about that. Also, I wanted to report that the weather's changing and going to be changing, and we all know snow is coming. Bloom Township wanted me to remind all the residents and seniors, those with disabilities, who may need snow removal services to please sign up for these services. The applications are available here at the village, or you can call Bloom Township. And then lastly, Chief of Police just mentioned Halloween safety. We just want to remind all the residents that Halloween hours for trick-or-treating are between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. And this will be posted on our website. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I will be brief. I want to acknowledge the clerk for the amazing job that she did with coordinating the tree project. I was able to get out and stop at a few homes, and you have a lot of happy residents out there. So thank you for continuing to bring beautiful trees into the village and for picking up a shovel and actually.
I did.
She did some work. I want to thank Trustee Clark for the beautiful job that she did Saturday night with the glowing bike ride. It was phenomenal. It was well attended. It really felt like we were one big happy community.
Yes.
And it was cold, but it felt good.
It did.
So thank you. I want to give a special shout out to our fire department celebrating their 50th anniversary. That is a big deal. So please, please, please stop by on Saturday and show them some love. There have been many changes over there under Chief Newton's leadership, and we are excited about the direction that they're going. I want to thank Erica Madry, who's not here tonight, for the fantastic job that she did with Oktoberfest. It, too, was a blast. I think it was probably my favorite. I want to thank the Lynwood Chamber of Commerce for inviting me out to speak at their State of the Village. I want to thank these trustees and clerk and the department heads that were able to join us. It is always nice to be able to sit amongst business owners and talk about where we've been, where we are, and where we're headed. I want to remind all of you that our town hall meeting is November 2nd. Please share this information with your neighbors. November 2nd at the Southland Center at 6 p.m. We'll be there for about 2 hours. We will provide an overview of this past year and talk about some future projects, and then we'll open it up to questions. So please, 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 if you have something that you want us to, a question you want us to answer, or you just want to learn a little bit more about all that we've been doing behind the scenes, plan to attend and share with your neighbors. And last but not least, he's not here tonight, but if you get a chance, please stop by and say goodbye to Jack Linzioni. Tomorrow is his last day. He has sold Linzionis. Yes. We are excited about the new owners. The new owners are the original owners of Glenwood Oaks. And so they have a vision, and you know, we will continue to have great food and great experiences over there. And they're actually planning to make some changes that I think you will love. But tomorrow is his last day. He's planning to be there at 4 o'clock. And so if you want to go by and just give him a hug, please do so. I plan to stop by with my favorite chief. Wait, I'm sorry, I have 2 chiefs. One of my favorite chiefs. I have 3 chiefs. Oh, wait.
That's pretty good.
I love all my chiefs. My favorite police chief. And that is all I have. Is there a motion
Madam Mayor,
to?
I have a question, a couple of things.
Yes.
Just 2 things. Number 1, Glenwood Oaks was the first place that I worked. That was my first job at Glenwood Oaks, up in their kitchen. The second thing, I want to hear from Miss Brittany. Is Brittany, are you a employee? Are you a student? What? Outstanding. What school did you go to? Outstanding. Well, welcome, and thank you for being with us this evening.
And I just want to say, we have a wonderful village. Our mayor is all about love. She's always talking about loving up on somebody. So with her chief, she loves both of them equally, her sergeants, all of them, and even this man here.
I really do love my chiefs. On that note, is there a motion to adjourn?
So
Supported. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, motion by Marshall, supported by Clark. Roll call.
Eames. Dunlap.
Yes.
Lakey.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming out tonight. 6:29.